Hey everybody, I'm going to do a ship video, so if you want to ship with me and see what sold over the weekend on multiple platforms, stay tuned. Today is February 5th, 2024, so do take that in mind as items sell at different times of the year and supply and demand, everything take into accountability, take into account. I mainly sell vintage and apologize in advance. I do have an itchy cough, flu's going around, so without further ado, let's get started. I do already have one pre-packed. I have all my notes so I can tell you guys all the information instead of popping it in the corner. Much easier for my editing down the road. But I've had a doll for a while. I like to pick up vintage dolls if there is value. This one I had nothing to comp because it was like a custom one. But I have had it since I think September of 2022. And I started pretty high. I think these custom dolls, I want to pop a picture in the corner. I think these custom dolls cost about $1,000 to make. Obviously the resale value just isn't going to be there because since it was custom, it's hard to say. It's going to take a very specific buyer. That's why, it took a year and a half to sell. It was gorgeous, blonde little girl. She had this cute little roughly Lolita, like Victorian style dress. Her eyes kind of glowed. It almost gave me a little bit of creepy vibes. I've had some lower offers on this doll as I did start it really high. I think I started it crazy at like 600 bucks. Way too high. I won't do that in the future. I only paid $6 for this. I got this in Goodwill, I believe, and I lowered the price to $225 or best offer. And I sold it for $175. With fees, it brought my net down to $141. Luckily, like I said, this was prepackaged. I don't typically prepackage my items anymore because it takes up more storage space, but putting the shipping effort in the beginning versus the end makes it easier when it actually does sell to ship. Where did I put it? It's massive. It's a 16 by 15, 10-pound box. I already slapped a label on it, but where did I put it? I don't even know. Okay, moving on to items I do have. There's one I still can't find in my inventory. I've been working so much and it's been so cold. My inventory is in the basement in the garage that I haven't been putting it away like I should, and so it's been piled up and I've been working a lot. As you'll see, most of my sales are from things that I've recently listed over the last few months. Okay, the next item is fun as well. So J. Crew, I pass on most J. Crew unless it's a substantial piece or a certain line from J. Crew. J. Crew Dry Goods is, I believe, a line that was made for men, and I already have it wrapped up, but I have it in a box because this bag sold for $140. And I got this at the bins in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I was very happy with the sale. I'd actually just sent out an offer for $125 the day before, which I thought was odd that somebody would come and buy it full price. So again, $140. I was into this $3. It was in gorgeous condition. It's a canvas, high quality bag with leather straps. It was it's like a mini bag, like a mini book bag, if I recall. It kind of gave me like vintage Banana Republic safari vibes. And I listed this December 13th, so it took a little over a month and a half to sell. And with fees, I netted $114.60. Totally okay with that. When I crunch these numbers, I do promoted listings across the board flat at 3%. And so when you sell the item, if it did go through promoted, I did take into account the additional 3% that would be deduced. So I'm not going to keep track for you guys, but for my money's sake, yeah, I do keep that into account for when I do my net. So I need to slap this label on. If you just heard my scale, I weigh my things. So if you're a newer reseller, a great tip is that you need to weigh your item before you ship it. So this bag is like 2 pounds and 1 ounce. If it was under $100, I'd probably put it in a poly mailer, but since it was $140, I am going to go ahead and ship this in a box to help protect it. So I try to make sure that my items are watertight. I do use plastic. I've had quite a few people message me in the past and be like, thank you so much. My package either was damaged or it was sitting out in the rain and this saved my item. So it is what it is. That's just my business model. These are all recycled packing paper and the packing bubbles. I do have my own, but I try to reuse as much as possible. This box is also reused. My husband got cast iron pan set for Christmas, and so this is a very nice thick box. So I'm going to go ahead and tape it up. Little shipping ASMR. I love my taping gun. I buy this on my Amazon subscription, my duct tape. I find it's the best. I've used eBay tape in the past, and I don't feel like it sticks as well. I tape the crap out of my boxes. I am totally paranoid. I have ADHD. It's like a blessing and a curse. I'm very detail oriented, but I also have anxiety and paranoia. So like I tape the crap out of my stuff. I'd rather be safe than sorry. Especially if there's any slight damage to a box. Like you can see a little like cut there. I want to make sure there are no holes or anything. So yeah, we're good to go. And then I will just slap my label on. This is going Grounded Advantage. I'm sure you've recently heard they've laid off a lot of UPS employees. Granted, I don't know if it was due to, who knows really. People are saying it was decrease in sales. That would make a lot of financial sense because since Ground Advantage has opened up, which I was really nervous for it to start, but I am in love with it because I get package pickup for USPS, and I'm from a rural area, and the closest FedEx or UPS location is from where I go is about 20 minutes. Plus you have to go in, and when you have little kids, it's just not ideal. So Ground Advantage is a major win for me. So this is going Ground Advantage. And in that box, it was almost 3 pounds. Not always, but most of the time, I double check my weights because, and also do your measurements because they're now doing cubic, or not cubic, but you know, like the size of the box as well as weight. What else am I going to pull out of this bag? Okay. This was my smallest sale of the weekend. I am trying to get my ASP up, which is actually pretty good, as you'll see from the numbers of items that I've sold versus how much they sold for. Here we have an Athleta 38 Double D camo bra. Love the size, the style. I only got it for $1. It did take a hot minute to sell. Oh, man. My daughter's sick and I put her down for a nap, but obviously she's not going to sleep. Okay. I'll have to come back on later and do this probably. Okay. So this sold on good old Poshmark, which it's dying for me, but sold for $28. I sent automatic offers to Posture VA. I did list this clear back in August 2nd of 2023. So it took, about 6 months to sell. It cost me only $1, like I said, and my net profit was $19.38. So I'll put this in the priority mail Tyvek that you get for free to ship this one out. I'm just going to go ahead, since my daughter is awake, I'm going to speed through the rest and not actually ship them. Okay, the next one was fun. Really surprised me too. I've had this in storage for about 2 years, which is crazy. Camper, it's a hit or miss brand. I think it used to do well a few years ago. I had a vintage pair of camper boots that I actually, right here, I did not pre-wrap them. And I need to condition the leather again because I did mark these as distressed, but you can see they have wear. I didn't pre-wrap these because I do like to try to keep them clean. I conditioned the leather, but I think I might go over it one more time. Very like plain style, very dark brown. Obviously quality leather, has a rubber sole, interesting exposed zipper in the back. again, I got these at the bins in Des Moines, and I could just feel the quality. I was very excited when I discovered this. It is my first and only time finding this brand. So if you check comps on eBay, they're not very good, but I listed them for probably about $99, maybe even a little over $100. But again, my Poshmark VA sends out a 25% discount. And so they sold for $89, which is awesome. And with fees, again, I paid about $3 for these. My net was $68.20. And I listed these January 9th, so almost a month ago. Again, happy with $68.20. Okay. Here's a random sale. I got this based off of Style. It's by a brand I haven't heard of. Pahisa. It's muslin cotton, which I look for. It's like that thin, kind of gauzy cotton. It's a tier dress, very boho, earth tones dress. I got this for $3.50, I believe. And it sold, I did take an offer because I think it's been listed for like 9 months or something. Yeah, I listed this sundress April 5th of last year. I did pay $3 for it. I originally had this listed for $79. Somebody sent me a $45 offer, but I'm trying to flip my items that have sat for a while, so I just went ahead and accepted it because I still made a net of $33, which I'm okay with. All right, the next one may surprise you. I got these I already wrapped them up, so I can't show you, but I got these vintage dead stock stainless steel car splash guards. Like, they're kind of like mud flaps, but they're stainless steel. And got them for $1 at a local thrift store. I listed these December 20th, so they took a little over a month to sell. They took about 6 weeks. And they sold $50. So with fees, I made a net of $42.50. And this is something also that was so weird, is that the day before, I had sent an offer out because I quite like 5 or 6 watchers on these flaps. And I sent out an offer for $40, and somebody came the next day and paid full price. So I will totally take it, but I find that a little interesting. Okay, next, this is an item I still need to go look at my storage for, but baby blankets. Blankets in general are my number one source of, or my number one selling category. Typically vintage, but I will pick up some modern ones as well. This is a balloon trim blanket. Now, this is not the Bolo by Morgan. That is the like pastel balloon all over. You can get like $150 to $200 for those, unless you put them on auction, because you're not thinking, and it won't go for near as much. But there were no other online. The brand is Curity, Curity, and it was actually the nylon trim that had the balloon print on it, and it was it waffle weave or thermal fabric. Could not believe I could not find another one online. So I'm like, well, I guess I'll just set it the price high, right? So I set the price for $199, and again, I just listed this a little over 2 weeks ago, and somebody sent me an offer for $100 this morning, and I was like, ooh, that's 50% off. It's only been listed a few weeks. So I messaged them and countered, and I said, can we meet in the middle? Because most of the time that works when you message them and say meet in the middle. I'll have to go get her. And they came back at 110. So I'm like, you know what? I paid $1 for this. I'm totally okay. Net profit $98.140. I've got 2 left, so bear with me. All right, next we have Athleta. This is the Marina tie-dye maxi skirt. It is really cute. I think this might have been an older style, but I had this listed for $40. It was really cute. I believe this was the size medium, and it sold for $35. I took an offer just because I was in it $2. Again, listed this. It sold under a month, and I made a net of $28.45. I had one Etsy sale for the weekend, which is kind of slow. I typically have more than one, but I was very happy with this. It was a 2X dead stock flannel shirt jacket, in a really pretty purple color, which I think is really what helped make it sell. Also the size and the fact that it was new with tags. I think this was either early 90s or sometime in the 80s. Really nice condition. Obviously it was new. I got it for a few dollars. It sold within like the last few weeks. Like I've only listed a few weeks, and it sold for $70 plus shipping, and it's going to Seattle. It's totally like hipster vibes. But anyways, that was the only sale I had on Etsy, but I was again happy with it. It was a nice quick flip. All right, the last item, which totally surprised me. I thought I might sit on these for a while. Last week when I was in Iowa City for my daughter's eye appointment, I was at a local Salvation Army, and it was complete trash. Like they marked everything up. But they had these teaks kind of like hidden away in a little corner in the shoe section for $3. There was a chunk, I'll show you in the corner, a chunk of the sole, like around the toe area, that was just missing. But they were the poppy pinky orange coral color. So I went ahead, I'm like, you know what, even if I'll get $30, $40, that's okay. I was surprised that these sold in like 2 days, if that, for full price of $60. It was on eBay. I did message the buyer to make sure, because in the title in capital letters I put read, but you guys all know people do not read, like at all. And they said, yes, I saw the pictures and I looked at the description. So I'm like, cool. So with fees taken out, I still made $49.20, which I'm totally okay with. I can put in the corner how much I made over the weekend. I'll tally these up, but I can't actually ship them with you because my daughter is not going to take a nap. Do you guys know the pain that I feel? Ugh. Okay. All right. Well, that's all I have for you guys for the weekend. I hope you have a great sales week, and I will catch you on my next video. Bye.